April Fools today, so maybe we'll get the fool coming out. Cheers, everybody. Very rare I do drink, but when I do, my navy rum comes out, and I need it today. I've been at the house, and this moving lark is, when you get into my age, is no joke. So, let's have a look, shall we? Today's card will actually be the Magician, but we'll see if the Fool comes out. Trying to get that so it doesn't get in the way, because I ain't got enough charge on my phone otherwise. Let's have a look. The song is an Alan Jackson one. You have to excuse me if you can see any paint on me because I've been painting. And it's itty bitty. So like Itsy Bitsy Spider, it's itty bitty. So it's okay not to be a massive player or famous or rich. Itty bitty. Let's have a look. So the Magician then, we know, he likes to wear his hats, so somebody might collect hats. He works with blades, disc cups or wood. So anything from a hairdresser, chef, surgeon. Cups, barista, large vats of oil, whatever. Anything held in a vessel. Wood, anything from a lumberjack to a joiner. Anybody dealing with wood. And discs can be anything from coins to circular saws, wherever you see that disc. Sometimes he works at a bench. Sometimes he's a chemist, an alchemist. Very clever, mentally clever. What else can I tell you? It's usually about hands, arms, shoulders as a ailment. Children, school days, siblings. It's Gemini, so we're still in retrograde because I'm sure Elaine said it was the 7th that we come out of it. It's positive mindset. It's manifestation. So you're manifesting your own reality. So what you think can happen will happen. Because everything in this world starts as a thought. And then it's put into practice and becomes an actual process. Like this table, that lamp, all started out as a thought. It's about putting your thoughts into actions in a positive way, hopefully. So there we see, we can't see all the cards, can we? And I don't like it when you can't see all the cards. So I also like you to see the date. You've seen that, so that's fine. So I know some of you are learning. There he is, with his positivity, so that's good. He's casting spells with his words and thoughts. So remember, it's wherever you have these planets or signs in your chart, or in the current chart, and we've got 2 years where you've possibly been on the fence, but now you're not. This is the plate spinner in the talent show. You know, when they keep all the plates spinning, and somewhere one of them's got to drop. You have to be open to accepting help. You have to come off the fence, make a decision about what you want to do. This looks like you already made that decision. And people are watching to see what happens. Maybe watching to see if those plates fall, hoping that you'll fail. There's an apology, either to you or from you. There's an improvement in finances. Slow and steady will win that race. It's Chiron. It's the wounded healer. So first he heals himself, and then he goes out and heals other people. It's Virgo energy. It's people in uniform. It's people of a dark complexion. Any or all of those. So those in the year of the horse. Those with a scar on the leg, the limp, or the amputation. It's Manchester and the bees. But above all, it's something improving, coming in slow and steady, and apologies. Then we have the 17, Aquarius, the rose. They've all been mentioned lately. Unfortunately, Aquarius in the reverse is those seeking revenge for something that happened in the past. It's somebody who's damaged, unfortunately. It may be issues with the ankles and legs. She's naked, so you feel vulnerable, or they do. But this has to be faced. And somebody doesn't want to. Somebody's staying out of it for now. Possibly because of Mercury retrograde. They don't want to revisit the past. And then comes today's card, the miracle. Doesn't seem like that's actually working. So that's what we need, is the positivity. There's a celebration called off. It's 3 months where you are not able to gain any knowledge. There's May the 1st, possibly. It's a draining of cups. It's the maiden, the mother, and the crown. And then we've got Pisces. So 17 and 12 both negative, because the year of the snake, there's a snake. We're hanging ourselves out to dry because we want to learn this knowledge, whatever it is. Somebody is intent on finding something out. You or someone else is sacrificing their happiness for others. Being a doormat, basically, or in prison. A mental or physical prison. This is also suicide, financial, emotional, spiritual, or physical. Unwilling to turn their world upside down. Unwilling or unable to say no. And impatience because the ships aren't coming in. So, there is a slow and steady improvement in finances, but that big, important event hasn't happened yet. Possibly because of a woman scorned, or divorced or widowed woman, or, if it's an Aquarius, a male. It's shyness, it's reclusiveness. It's lack of self-esteem, really. Letting people walk all over you for whatever reason. Waiting for something or someone, the hero, to come and save you. It's not going to happen. So you have to move on, regardless. 6 weeks. Leaving something or someone behind. So you need to be open and come off that fence and decide, yes, it is time to move on. You've learnt those lessons, the hard lessons of life. You don't need to repeat them, Spirit is saying. Someone may be graduating from university and about to take the first steps of leaving home and putting what they've learnt into practice to earn, but it'll be a slow and steady process to get to where you want to be. Sagittarius energy. You've been down those rapids and you've come out the other side stronger than you've ever been before. Overcoming addictions to a way of life, the old way of doing things, the outcome of a situation. 14. Tony, Philip. Names come to mind when I see those cards. Chris and Emily. Not Chris, sorry. Emily and Kerry. 14. Oh, and he's come out in his own read. So this is the thing. It's confusion, lack of clarity, lack of positive thinking. Mercury is in retrograde. That's Mercury, that's Gemini. Someone's wearing a false mask, pretending to be happy when they're not, well when they're not, rich when they're not, whatever it is. It's criminal activity that will send you to prison. Deceit, lies and theft. You have to let go. Don't be greedy, don't be stubborn. Let go and let spirit take care of it for now. Because what's yours will always be yours. You don't have to chase it. It will return to you in some way. Maybe not how you expect it, but you will receive it. So don't be like Alice, narrow-minded and stubborn. So the name Alice could be important. Oh, now we have a bee. My word. So there you go. They said about the bees, didn't they? Did you hear that, bee? We have changes coming. A battle. Somebody that makes mountains out of molehills. Somebody taking action. A battlefield. And Judgment Day has arrived. So somebody could well be going to court, somebody could be going to prison or coming out of prison. They've learnt the lesson. They've been a criminal. Change has to take place. Number 20, Joshua. Judgment Day has arrived. The phoenix is rising. But we've got another change, and that's in your emotional life. You have to stop living in the past. Stop crying over spilt milk. What's done is done. The past is over. The future's not promised. You must live in the now. Somebody's blocked. There's no communication. Perhaps the cheque isn't in the mail. Child maintenance not being paid. So a younger, more immature energy to the one that we have there. So perhaps someone has done some growing up and learnt some lessons. This person is someone whose finances are no good and money runs through their fingers. Could be a child, could be an immature energy, like I said, siblings, children, etc. It's lack of communication. It's again those in uniform with a darker complexion, but this time in the negative. Lack of stability. So maybe worried about the kids. What's going to happen to the kids? Maybe, like I said, somebody's graduated university, they're moving out, moving on in 6 weeks, and you're frightened, you're worried. Or, like me, maybe Casey is not going to be living with me, and that's hard to take. Taurus, Vega, Capricorn energy, immature. 21. This chapter is over. Travel to the object of our desire, be they person, things, or events. A birth. A new beginning. We haven't got the full yet, but we have got the universe telling us that this is over. It's time to begin a new chapter. 21. Because Aries, which we're in now, and the ancestors are giving us the impetus to move forward. So we feel willing and able to take action. Our self-esteem has grown. There's been no sadness, sorrow, unfaithfulness, perhaps the loss of an infant, an empty womb. There is a draining of energy, so look after yourselves. Don't take on too much, slow and steady. There he is. I was waiting for him. The Fool. We end one chapter and begin another. But in the middle, there is still 2 cards. So there is a pause between the ending and the new beginning. The 21 and the 22. The 21st is the day legally move. So see it as a new adventure. You hold the key. It's time to be like Dick Whittington, Sir Richard. Don't feel the fool. Don't worry about what other people say behind your back. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Jump off that cliff and make your wings on the way down. Because you will be successful. We now have another ace. This is clarity of mind. This is positive thoughts. This is success and protection. No more mind games. You are using that sword to sever ties with what no longer serves you. There's a toxic energy here where you've been used and shackled, selling your soul to the devil. Capricorn energy again, the 15. So we've got 14 and 15, so around the 14th and 15th, and maybe something goes on. Don't try keeping up with the Joneses. Don't sell your soul for shiny baubles. And now we have today's card again. 111. Which for me is an emergency, because, well, non-emergency really. 111 is the UK's non-emergency medical line. Someone wants to escape. They're already halfway out in their head. It's just the physical body that needs to leave. So, escape. Houdini. We've got 10th house of Capricorn. We've got Uranus, rebellion. And we've got Taurus, Simon Peter, the keys. The neck, the throat, the mouth, the tongue. So your words and thoughts are spells. You are casting spells. Keep your mind positive. 27, third house of messages. So again, Mercury, 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 Mercury. Somebody may have Mercury poison. 27. Mercury can kill you. I think we had this, I don't know when we had it, but we have had it. So 3 of Pentacles. So a new business, the green light of go from Spirit. Somebody getting drunk. Oh well, why not? Don't send any drunk texts there. Someone may feel that they have to stay drunk to say what they really feel. The name Ray, Brad, and writing. So a message that is being written, but perhaps shouldn't be sent. Your words have power. Now is the time to get your point across. There's your point. With this card, you may also get clearer direction as to which ways to proceed. This is about neighbourhoods and siblings. The third house is an area of the astrological chart that reveals how we think, speak and communicate. It signifies our need to know and demonstrates how we put our concepts and thoughts into words. So somebody wants to know. You may be not invited to this celebration, whatever it is. It's writing, speaking, research, subject matters which have always intrigued you. Libraries may call to you. You may suddenly wake up with an idea that could turn out to be very lucrative. You may even be toying with the idea of writing a book, starting a blog, perhaps a screenplay, or a position at a local news media outlet. There couldn't be a better time than now. As well as dreamy or imaginative writings and poetry, the third house represents dexterity, swiftness, curiosity, figuring out mechanisms of what makes things work. So this could mean expressing yourself about something rather technical. The third house, more than any other, is the house of the mind. Mercury is about giving and receiving of information. When this card turns up in a reading, there is a need to uncover all that you can to relate the information to others. So the 3 Norns refused to let Odin, Wednesday, gain the knowledge of the runes, unless he hung himself upside down so the blood rushes to his head for 9 days, 9 nights, which he did, and learned the runes from the Norns. But he was not supposed to know it. There is an area of commerce and sales where the third house card presents itself in a reading. It can indicate a time of buying or selling or becoming involved in retail or transactions made over the internet. The 21 is the World Wide Web, so it could be the internet. Issues dealing with siblings may come up. We've got siblings in the Mercury card 3 times. Brothers and sisters, something you need to resolve. Or your neighbourhood may be going through some changes. The third house signifies your neighbourhood. You can expect events that will make a difference there. So, we haven't got the moon. We haven't got Mars. Saturn, sort of. And with Saturn, other people may not be as warm and receptive to your words as you would like. So you're blocked. This card also means that your talking your way into or out of a tough situation. However, you will be mentally able to grapple with the issue and sort it out well. Important documents and other paperwork are indicated. This isn't your everyday type of paper shuffling. The matter will be more significant than usual. This card also indicates a fortunate time to start a business of your own, perhaps working in translation, creating software, or something to do with deciphering codes and messages. For example, you may also become involved in studying other languages or anything related to and working towards a common good. Meditation, relaxation are suggested when this card presents itself. The Pisces card has entered this read, so the third house, your thoughts are likely inspired ones and you could have psychic or mediumistic communications. So spirit may be trying to get in touch, especially siblings or children. And there she is, the Swan Queen, number 13. Now, she covers the transformation. So it's the same as Scorpio, death and rebirth, but also the phoenix rising from the ashes. But it is also this very shy or reclusive Aquarius female, the divorced or widowed woman, the number 13. Endings and new beginnings. The detachment that's needed. The Swan Queen, Aquarius energy, Scorpio energy. The Swan Queen glides your way and asks you to look at the reflection of the events of your life. She gives you the ability to see the beauty that has transformed your life from ignorance to wisdom. You've learnt some hard lessons. The Swan Queen lets you know that it's time to go within and seek the answers in your own intuition. Don't look outside yourself for answers. Your true power lies reflected in the still waters within you. Now is the moment to meditate. That's twice I've said it's time to meditate, and I ain't had time, so I shall be doing so. So now we've got the 13th, the 14th and 15th. Could be important dates. Or there's numbers, door numbers, birthdays, etc. The power of psychic perception is inherent in you, and the Swan Queen will help you dive deep into your query to find the answers that you seek. This is also a reminder to allow time to transform ideas into reality. Nothing happens overnight, so slow and steady wins the race. The runes, konas, kin, siblings, children, etc. Ken, knowledge, do you understand? Scotland, vision, revelations, knowledge, creativity, inspiration, technical ability, vital fire of life, harnessed power, fire of transformation and regeneration, the phoenix rising. Quanas. Ken. What number rune is it? The 6th rune, the sentinel. You're being watched. It is the gaining of knowledge. Quanas. There it is. The wise owl, which in the Native American is Sagittarius. So well done, Spirit. The gaining of knowledge. The letters K or C. My son, most of you know, is called Casey. Quanas is the flame or torch cut from the branch of the pine tree. Its one light keeps the darkness at bay and allows the sentinel to protect his charges from harm. It has other associations. It can symbolise learning, especially the knowledge handed on from generation to generation, so inherited abilities, which is why the word Quanas or ken are related to our words of kin or kindred. This symbolism of the flame can additionally be applied to passion, without which further generations could not exist, and that's why our Aries friend there is swinging his wand about and feeling very passionate and wanting to take action. On the other hand, the word quan also resembles the Norse word for wasting or ulcer. So the abdomen, the intestines with Virgo, possibly because when maintaining a flame, the kindling that provides the fuel is eventually consumed. The rune Quanas is associated with the trustworthy gatekeeper of the gods, Heimdall, a deity as mysterious and brooding as the pine forests. Heimdall was the son of Odin. So Odin's son. There's Odin hanging from his tree with his 3 Norns. And it was his job to prevent mortals and giants from crossing the Rainbow Bridge, Bifrost, as it was prophesied that they would do, thereby bringing about Ragnarok, or the twilight of the gods. He was ever watchful and was thus identified with the vigilant owl, so watch for the owls, that's your sign from spirit. He was known as the Shining God and was personified as a torch or beacon. He stood between Asgard and the world of humankind and is accredited with passing on knowledge of the runes to mortals. There we go. Bonfires and beacons lit on mountain tops in order to pass on news of great importance. But that news is not coming yet because you're being blocked. Were likewise associated with Heimdall and his runes. So it is upright. The most obvious meaning of this rune is the gaining and passing on of knowledge. So Sagittarius, knowledge. However, we should not forget its connection with passion. So Aries, the passion, the impetus to move forwards, which can be felt in both the physical and mental sense. So physical, mental is the magician, passionate about his craft. One may be passionate about a subject or a person, for example, and when the rune appears in a reading, the two concepts are often strangely mixed. So it's not just a physical thing, it's a mental attraction too. The Anglo-Saxon verb kennen meant both to conceive and to bring forth from the mind. In more mundane terms, Quanas can mean the start of a consuming love affair and the spark of a meaningful relationship that will teach both parties a thing or two about life. This is one of the most positive runes, leading you on a path of new discovery, the new path, the path never taken, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. We must now take a different path. It is also an indicator of safety, because in some mystical sense you are being watched over as thoroughly as if Heimdall or the vigilant owl were guarding you from danger. A sudden, powerful insight, an aha moment, is likely when Quanaz is prominent, and you may feel touched by the clarity of vision. So it's time to meditate, so that just means sitting with a coffee and doing nothing, letting your mind wander. Whatever pops into your head, write it down. Find out what it means. A vision that you have never known before. A clarity of vision that you have never known before. So an aha moment. Possibly the first time you have a vision from spirit. So 10th house we know is about ambition, but it's also about being used. It's about your career, the knees, the bones, geriatric issues, workplace, home. So we have talked about the home and the neighbourhood, government buildings and law courts. Outer environment, public life and social status, your ambition, your parents, your career, trade or profession, recognition from authority figures. The 10th house is a point at which we try to make our mark on this world. So like I said, graduating from university, going looking for a job. It describes that we desire to achieve not only in the material world, but in the intangible spheres as well. The planets in this house and the sign on the cusp indicate motivation or lack of it, and we are finally motivated. To strive for success. With Saturn, which we haven't got, or Mars, Sun, the 10th house terms career is about making an impact. This house may indicate the profession followed, although it is normally supported by other factors in the chart. Aries is in there, so this could be an aggressive profession like a boxer. Mercury in Gemini we've got involves writing. Saturn and Capricorn, which we've got, can indicate a teacher or upholder of the law. We have got uniforms in there as well. And Jupiter, Sagittarius or Pisces, we've got both of those, travel agents and actors. So, oh, did it again. We need Taurus, Uranus in Taurus. There it is. In this placement, irresistible force meets immovable object that creates enormous tension. Something has to blow. It's inventive in a practical way. So there it is, the blow up, the battle, if you like. And finally, so remember the song, it's okay to be itty bitty, to not be a main player, but not to dim your light to make others look good. Spirit don't like that. They want you to shine your light bright, because others need to see your beacon, your lighthouse in the dark, to be guided to where they need to go. And if you're hiding, they have nothing to guide them in the dark. So yeah, it is though, like I said, there was 2 cards in the middle. There is a time and a need to fill your cup because you are drained. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't do too much because there's your drained cup and you need to replenish it. Retreat, rest and be held for a little while. Looked after because you deserve it. Ask for help if it's needed. So, deep replenishment, maybe a spa day. You're giving too much of yourself, and you need to start looking after yourself. 64. Beautiful card again. Do you see it? The most selfless thing you can do is to fill your own inner well. And when we're running around half filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. Like Annie did me wrong at the beginning of this reading. Cheers. For some it's drugs, it's escapism in any form which they can find. Nothing can grow in barren lands, and you are no good to anyone if you're running around on empty. There's the empty. The feminine and bountiful, fertile and rich, tend to your own well and watch the amount you have to give multiply. If your inner well isn't full, you will find yourself craving things from the outside well to fill it. This is your body's instinctive way of reaching for grounding and nurturing that you're not allowing yourself. So you're not grounded because he was in reverse. What is it that nourishes you? What refuels your body, your mind, your spirit? What is the nectar to your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? And what makes you feel abundant and fertile, overspilling with life? It may be gardening, arranging flowers, getting a massage, using a luxurious essential oil, snuggling up on the couch, hiking, sipping a good coffee at your favourite cafe, attending a women's circle. You can't even attend that because you're worn out. Reading about sacred sites, spontaneous bike rides, there's a sacred site. Walking along the beach or yin yoga. What nourishes you is your medicine. And when you give yourself the medicine that you need to be, you nourish all those around you. For there is more than enough to go around. Because then your positive energy reverberates out to your loved ones. Do something for you. Do something that deeply replenishes you today. Thanks for listening. Speak soon. Bye-bye.